What's up, Wargamers? Welcome back to World of Wargaming. Today is an exciting day. We're finally getting a game to the table that I've had the models for a while and just haven't been able to get it done and then get linked up with my opponent. However, we finally made that happen, and today we're going to be playing our first game on camera of Bushido Risen Sun from GCT Studios. As I've mentioned in the Let Me Talk At You, if you've seen that, if you haven't, maybe go check it out sometime. This is a complex game. So some mistakes are going to be made. So off gate, I would like to point out that we do in this first one and in part of the next one, we mess up the cost of abilities, like the special attacks and special defenses. Just read that and understood that. Like, I read it, understood it completely wrong. just understood it completely wrong. It finally clicked into place. However, anything else that you see, please help me out in the comments. Leave me a comment. Let me know what the rule is and where I can find it. Because I want to. We have plans to play a fair amount of this game, hopefully, and we want to play it as correctly as possible. But that does take some time to get to rules mastery over such a complex game. One more thing. I'd like to say a big thank you to David May, the newest member of the Patreon. Thank you so much for committing your wallet to help keep this going. I'm thrilled that you enjoy the content enough that you chose to support me. Thank you so much. And with all that being said, let's go take a look at the board, talk about the mission for this first game of Bushido Risen Sun. What's up, my friends? Now, you may have noticed that we're starting with just a blank square of semi-swampy ground. That's because I wanted to take the moment and take the time to go through, because the game is very much into timing and doing things in a certain order, and so I want to express that from the very, very beginning. So we're going to start with our blank 2x2 board. So before we get to setting up terrain, we're going to go ahead and place our objectives on the board. We're going to be playing the very, very first scenario. I'm going to go with Keii. If I'm wrong, give me a phonetic spelling for it, and I'll appreciate you. So we got to set up these objectives, which are at 6 and 12, and then the rest are at 6 and 8. So this is our 2x2 before objectives, and here's our board after placing our objectives. Now we do a tactical roll, which is just a d6. I got a 5, he got a 1. So I will place the first piece of terrain. Then we will go back and forth until we have at least 5 to 6 pieces on the board, and then somebody says pass. Once somebody says pass, you then place one more piece. When you're placing your terrain, your impassable terrain cannot be within 2 inches of an objective. So this is our table with just objectives. And here's our 2x2 with all the terrain that we agreed to place after some fun banter and conversation that you guys got to miss, and I'm sorry for that, but I'm trying to keep this as concise as I possibly can because I know it's probably going to be a long one. Next, this is not in the book, but I feel that it's necessary. We're going to add some scatter and some other stuff to just make the board pretty. And here's our table, all gussied up with a little bit of scatter terrain, some few trees, and just some random bobs and bibs and odds and ends. Now with regular stuff, it's not impassable. You could climb over the middle or just hop over the edges. They're less than an inch tall. And at that point, we're ready to move to the actual getting our models on the table part of the day. But look at me, I've already made a mistake. So when you take a tactical test, you are nominating a model to take that test. The leader of my group has an ability that gives him an extra dice when he takes a tactical test. So you're about to get to see how the core dice mechanics of the game work, and we haven't even gotten into the game play yet. So we're going to roll. I get 2 dice to his 1. There you go, in the tray. All right. So I take my highest dice, which is a 4. Any other dices I have that aren't 1, or up to 2 other dice that I have that aren't 1s, count as a support success, and they give me +1 to this roll. So I have a 4 + 1, 5 to his 3. So I win that roll, and I will deploy all of my models first. In this particular scenario, we have our 6 shrines that our goal is to pray at. We have a total of 5 prayer tokens to use throughout the game. The friendly ones are worth 1 point, neutrals are worth 2 points,
and enemies are worth 3 points. So, and you've only got 5 times that you can do this, and we'll talk a little bit more about how that works when we get to it. For now, we're going to deploy some models, and we're going to show you what that looks like, and we're going to get into turn 1. I have the leader and 2 other members of my Shiho clan deployed on my back edge. I have the ability with my theme card, which is a kind of a special ability subset thing that you get for having certain models in your list. Each warband comes with 1, maybe 2. The one that I'm using is Guerrilla Warfare, which interacts with my models that have the flanking ability. Flanking works exactly like you would think it would from pretty much any other war game. You have models that can come in from other table edges at later times in the game. In this, you have to secretly declare what turn and what table edge they're coming in on, which are what my little tokens right there are for. That being said, we're going to hop over to the other side and take a look at Bill's... What are you playing, Bill?
Cult of Yurei.
Cult of Yurei. We're going to take a look at his models, and his are really gross and cool, and I like them. And here we have the Cult of Yurei. So kind of, he's playing more of a magic-centric army, whereas I'm playing more of a punch-him-in-the-face army, with a little bit of sneaky bits. And at that point, we come into the first official turn of the game. This particular scenario lasts for 6 rounds, and at the very beginning of the turn, the first thing you do is generate Keii. Keii is the power that you use to fuel special abilities and ability boosts and things of that nature. So your Keii is this bit on the card right here. The number on the left is how much you generate. The number on the right is your maximum. So we're going to go ahead and generate our Keii tokens. So I now have my Keii. My friends that are in flanking, they don't generate it. Some of Bill's warband, his Barakuman, will start with an extra Keii token because of their theme and the way it interacts with his list. Next, we generate our activation tokens. Now in this game, the activation tokens sit at the base of the model. Every model starts with 2 of them. And when you choose to activate a model, well, you know what? We're not there yet. We'll talk about that in a second. Activation counters placed. This model, the Yamauba, starts with a disguise token, which means I have to pass a test in order to do stuff to her until she attacks or defends. Then the disguise falls off and all hell will break loose upon her face. Next, we take a tactical test. So I will nominate, as always, my leader. That's a cock dice. A 1 is always a fail. Counts as nothing, and I have a 5. So I will choose to activate first, and then we go to the main phase, starting with me, which is the one who won the tactical role. I'll be the active player, and from that point, I can use active feats. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to activate him. When you activate a model, you can choose to do a simple or a complex action. A simple action uses one of your activations, and you would flip this over. Or a complex action would use both, and you just remove it entirely. Now the thing is, you only do one simple or a complex. So if you do a simple activation, it'll come back around. You can activate that model again and do another simple action. And it creates a really, really fun action economy. So I'm going to start with this friend who is going to focus, which is a complex action. So he's going to lose both of his activation tokens, but he's going to gain 2 Keii. After I do a thing, it goes to Bill to do a thing. Bill, what thing do you want to do?
I'm going to have Umeka here run 6 inches up to the shrine.
So when you run in this game, it's in a straight line, and it's up to your movement and a half. So her base movement is 4, plus a half moves 2. When you run, you get a run counter, because it makes you a harder target to shoot at. It also makes you shoot worse. And at the end of your run, you can adjust your facing, which is important in this game. Your facing is your full front 180. Or no, sorry. You adjust your facing before your run, and then you cannot readjust it at the end. So this is his final position and I'm going to run Shiho Wimpy 6 inches straight forward to there and give him a run token. You're going to run up 6. I will walk him this way to right there. Walking, you can adjust your facing at the end and you can curve around as much as you'd like. Over to Bill. Running up the pitchfork person. I'm going to walk Simpy for... Oh no. Yeah, because I want to stay in cover for the moment behind those trees. Walking the Penanggalan up.
Rotate.
Okay. We'll now run Kazuki up to the steps. Up to the steps.
She's going to stay disguised.
Disguisor running up. I am out of activations. So technically I should have had pass tokens there. We forgot about them, but it's not a big deal. It would not have affected any of my decisions. Okay, so this is where Bill's things are currently, and he's going to finish out. This is 2 of his prayer counters. When you pray, when you perform that action, you turn to face the thing. Then he does some walks because he wants to be able to control his facing. And she walked.
Yes.
And she walked. Sorry, I'm having a hard time keeping things in frame today. She walked as well. And at that point, we're done with turn 1. We go to turn 2. In this particular scenario, you only score on turns 2, 4, and 6. And the counters reset on turns 3 and 5. All right, so we've generated our Keii. I'm going to... Both of my models were coming in on turn 2. I'm going to use one of my theme abilities that allows me to change the decision on both the turn and the table edge. But I'm just going to be changing the table edge. And when they come in, they'll generate their activation counters as well. So they're going to come in, both of them on this side of the board. Our Keii generated and our activation tokens placed in my flanking models on the field. We're ready for a tactical roll where I will nominate Shiho Takuya, who has 2 dice. I have a 6 because the 1 is always a fail, but a 6 beats a 2. So I will have the first activation, and I am going to charge right there. Now, the best that we have figured out, I haven't found it in the book anywhere, but I also haven't found it one way or the other in the book anywhere, and that's about pre-measuring, because a lot of the abilities, like your charge is a set double your movement. And it says if you potentially fail the charge, what to do. So the only way that that would happen is if you can't pre-measure to check. So that's the way we're going to play it. If we're wrong, let us know in the comments, but please be kind because we're learning too. So I'm going to charge my 8 inches, which is double my movement, in a straight line to right there. At that point, I will be within his zone of control, or her. I don't know. At that point, we both turn to face each other. And then I swing. Is that the one that has the thing?
I do not have reach.
Okay, so there's an ability called reach that'll let you take the initiative and swing first. But she doesn't have that, so I will be swinging first. Now, before we do that, let me flip to the page that has the timing for the melee exchange so I don't mess it up. Is I, as the active player, choose my weapon. I am going to choose my Naginata. He is declaring his scissors. I have the initiative because I am the active model and because he does not have reach or anything to counter that. We calculate our dice pool. So your dice pool is the number right here for melee. This is for melee. This is for ranged. This is your movement, as we've already discussed. This is your Keii. When you charge again, it's just double your movement. So I have 2 dice in my pool. This other number right here is the cost in Keii to boost that stat by 1. And you can boost it up to double, but you can't boost it higher than double. I, however, do not have enough Keii to do that, so I'm just going to be going in with my 2 dice. that are in my pool.
I do have enough key, so I will spend my 3
All right, Bill is going to spend his 3 key to key boost.
randomly.
And then what does that bring your pool to?
Pool goes to
Pool
3.
Pool goes to 3. Okay, so then we're going to do our pool. And this is done secretly. So you choose, you need 2 different dice, kinds of dice. And you choose, these are usually my attacking dice, these are my defending dice. And you split your pool between those things.
All defense.
He's going all defense, I'm going all offense. That was a gamble that worked out, because if you don't roll any defense dice, and they do roll attack dice, it can be real bad for you. But he's going full on defense, so we're going to see what happens. Next step, then you would announce a special attack. Mine will defender announce. Are you using a special attack? No, or a special defense? No. I'm using the powerful attack on my weapon, on my Naginata. So I now roll both of my dice. I have a reroll. It does not help me. So that is a missed attack. Nothing happens. He would lose an activation. Now, normally, if you have no activation counters, you are exhausted, which means you're -1 to your dice pools. He, however, has the special ability Endurance, so he does not suffer that penalty. Pen and gun and moving up, walking up just a little bit as part of a simple key feat action that is going to target this fellow right here. It is an opposed key test. 6 total.
Okay, so
Nothing. I think it's beat. Correction. In the case of ties, the first tiebreaker is the player who rolled the most dice. The second tie player is that it goes to the active player, which would be Bill. It's active. So I can do it as part of something else. So I'm going to start with this fellow, my leader, Takuya. He's going to perform a run. And as part of that run, he's going to use an active key feat. So active key feats can be kind of tacked on to other actions. So he's going to use one that costs 4 key called Move It. So that's cost, type, and the way it affects things, whether it's targeted or self, or this. In this case, it's a pulse of 8 inches, which will hit both of those models, and they get a free 4-inch move. Kazuki and Wimpy both using that 4 inches to put themselves onto shrines. And then we'll go to Bill. Activating Umeka to perform a fight against me. So we're going to declare our dice pools. I have mine in my hand.
okay.
Defense.
Okay, I'm on the line. So
Yeah, because you have to... Oh, no, because you're not doing a disengage. You didn't have to split it equally. All right, so he rolls his attack. Gets a 5. I get a 6. Outstanding, and then I don't have an attack dice to roll. Good job, Sayaka. Comes to me. I'm going to pray here. Activate here. And hit me with one of his spells to put some poison stuff. Before he does that, he has a cultist, so he's going to stab himself for 1 damage to generate a key token to send flying at me in the form of some high fantasy. 3 of his key to boost up. And it's an opposed test. I got a 6. He got a 6. And he rolled more dice, so it would go through. You get 4 poison 1 markers there. I'm going to come over here and activate here. I'm going to take a shot there. Dice pool of 3 here, and I have no modifiers. So I'm looking for a 5 or better to hit him. That is a 7. So that will hit him. So we're going to go to the handy dandy damage chart. So at this point, I roll 2d6. Now, I rolled a 7. My target number was 5. So I am at a success level of 2 because I beat my target by 2. So I'm going to roll 2d6 down this column. Okay. Getting a 7. Now, when we look at 6. I add, no. We add them together here. It's a 2d6 roll. I was right. Shame on you. So we got a 7. And then we have a weapon strength on the weapon of +1. So that 7 goes to an 8. And an 8 on 2 is 2 damage. I then will receive a reload token. And boom goes the dynamite. That's it for him. He's down to 1 activation remaining. Walking up here with Mr. Pitchfork Man. back to me. I'm going to pray. This friend just unleashes a torrent of hellfire, giving me 5 fire tokens that are 1 value each. And we'll discuss those as well as the poison over there on Sayaka in a few minutes when we get to the end phase, because that's when those things matter. That brings the activation to me. I'm going to walk myself to there. Yamauba walks up to this side of the statue and adjusts her facing accordingly, running up to right there. Yamauba prays and drops her disguise. Comes back to me. I'm going to take a shot right there. Me shooting here. He has the option to nominate a friendly model to be the new target if the shot passes through their zone of control, which is a 1-inch bubble around the model. And they have to be in his line of sight and within range of the original attack, which this one qualifies because it does pass through his zone of control. So here I have to declare which one I'm shooting at. Obviously, I'm going to shoot at the enemy, and then I have to make my shot. If I fail, then I would hit my friend. It is a challenge rating of 6. And I don't have anything that I can do to it. So, probably going to shoot my buddy here. Yup, going to shoot my buddy. So, I missed to hit him. So, then it switches to the other target, and the attack continues. So, we go to try to hit. So, it's short range on my weapon. So, the target challenge number is a 4. Then we go to these modifiers, of which we have the fact that I ran. So that goes to +1, so that goes to a 5. And of course there, I roll okay. But it's 0 on the damage chart. It's 0 success level. So there's a chance I can still have no damage. 8, no, 9. 1 damage.
9 is 1.
1 damage. So 1 damage to moves up 4 to there. Comes to me. He is going to just move this way a little bit. Activation running to here with the pitchfork friend. Now we go to the end phase, and the only thing that we really need to deal with here are the poison and the fire tokens. So the way these work is these are all value 1, so you remove 1 of the highest value, and then you continue to remove them until you have 2 or fewer. So I'm going to take 3 damage there, and I'm going to take 2 damage there. After tabulating that, effects that expire fall off, so the stunned token on Yasuke would fall off. Then we're going to score points. So I currently have 3 points worth of things that I control. Bill currently has 4 points worth of things that he controls, so he will gain a point. We've generated our key. We're getting our activation counters on the table. I'm going to use one of the abilities from my theme. I'm going to use the ability from my theme, which allows all of my characters that are currently in base to base to step away an inch. To step away until they're out of the zone of control. Yasuke, or Sayaka, and he backs up to there. We then go to the tactical roll, where I will, as always, nominate Takaya. I got a 3, he got a 6. It's key test from the Panga Mama to Sayaka to try to stun him. I got a 5. You got a 6. Charge in. Dice reveal. 1-1. So let's swing. 6.
Defense.
So that's going to hit +1 because it's brutal, so 7. So I'm at 3, success level 3 on the chart. And I've got a whole bunch of bonuses to this roll. So we got a 5 plus 6 goes to an 11. Now to sweeps, and the head goes rolling. Uba charges Shiho Takuya. We turn to face.
Fear test 6.
Fear test, okay. I get +1 to this. Okay, so rolling a key test. 6, 7, 8. I'm good because she's fear 6.
So,
in, then using an active feat with that charge to apparate behind me, and then we'll go to key feats, which you declare first.
so I'm going to do morph and steal one of your abilities off your card.
Okay, I'm going to key boost. Reveal. 2 and 2. 2 and 1. So he swings first. Getting a 7. I get a 7. Nope, because I have the charm. That's a good roll. So that's probably 2 damage with his weapon. So then I get to swing back. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll reroll it.
For defense.
For
Okay.
damage. Let's see if I can get a 6.
Nope. So I have a 6, 7, 8. To his, so I beat him by 3. So damage roll. Yeah, it's a 8, 9 on 3. Combo attack on the weapon. So I get to swing again at 1. And I get a 10, 11.
11, 3, and she's dead.
Deuces. Combo attack allows you, if you after you swing the first time with combo attack, you subtract 2 from your success level on the chart, and then you swing again at that success level. And you repeat until you're at less than 0. I'm going to wait right here to reload, which allows me to adjust my facing. Or is that what I want to do? Yes, that is what I want to do. We're gonna go with him. He's gonna move up to here. Give up an activation. Is that the Pangolin Mama?
Yeah.
The Pangolin Mama
Yes.
is running back this way, making a bit of a tactical retreat. I'm going to nothing with him yet. Nothing with him. All right, I'm gonna take my reload action right there. Wait and then reload is the action, technically. So doing the stuff here.
So if I spend 2,
He's gonna spend 2 key for the fire action.
that'll be 3 tokens.
That'd be 3 tokens, correct?
How much life would he lose?
3.
That would kill him.
Yes.
Unless you put him out. So you know what? Just in case you put him out, because he's got 1 more action, correct?
Yes.
Then I will do all of them.
So that's how much?
4 tokens.
4 tokens, so 5 total. Okay. I'm going to activate him. And I'm going to shoot. There's nothing I can do to save him, so we're going to take that shot since I reloaded. Now, because I reloaded, my weapon gives me Lightfoot, which means I don't have the modifier penalty for the thing. I also have enough 2 key boosts, so since I'm about to eat dirt, we're going to key boost it up to 4 attack dice. So I target here. However, he has the option to pass it off here because that shot does pass through his zone of control. So he'll do that. So I need to make a challenge test at 6. I'm key boosting. So I pass it. So I keep my original target. And then we roll to hit. That's a 6, 7, 8. I gotta check the range real quick. Target number was 5, and I have an 8. So column 3, potential here to do some work. Oh no, we got a 3. That's awful. Absolutely horrendous. We go to Bill.
Can I'm going to charge Grandpa.
Okay, charges Grandpa.
It seems suicidal.
I'm here for it. I have 2 attack, 1 defense. He went 1-1. All right, so your attack happens first because you have the initiative. So I got a 4. I got a 2. So you beat me by 2.
That drops.
Oh, so you beat me by... I still have +1. So you beat me by 3. So I was misunderstanding martial power, so our current understanding is that I could use that to reroll here. So I'm going to reroll that 1 into a 2, which goes to a 3. So you beat me by 1.
Okay.
That's not as bad. Let's see what you roll for the damage. 10 is pretty good.
A 1 out of 10 is 2 damage.
2 damage. And then I swing back, getting a 5. which beats you by... Oh, wait, no, I get a 5. Yeah, 5. Because I have the thing that gives me +1. The 1 doesn't count. So I have a 5 to your 2, so I beat you by 3. Getting an 8. Nope. A 9 on the damage because of my +1 from Brutal.
4, that's enough to kill him.
All right. Combo attack doesn't even matter, and then I lose an activation.
How much damage would you have? Out of curiosity.
I rolled a 9. Oh, my combo attack?
Because you column 1, so...
Would have been 4.
No. Okay.
So it was enough on the first crack. Just feeding himself into the meat grinder. All right, so we're going to move... With my 2 actions... he still gets to go. So we're going to move back to here. Flip to 1. He moves to here. That was his last activation. Okay. And I'm going to just wait with my last activation. Turn 4, which is a scoring turn. And Bill automatically gets the initiative. No tactical roll because of the theme that comes with his army. One that I am going to use for my theme is friendly models with marked wound boxes may re-roll defense dice until the end phase. Charging Grandpa with Pitchfork Man. I can't key boost this turn. Are you going to key boost? Can't afford it. Okay, so let's sort out some dice pools. And the reveal.
All attack.
2 defense, 1 attack. Oh. Kill me here, I'm coming for him. Oh, I mean, I guess I'll roll. Yeah, look at there. I won the thing. All right.
Okay.
So I have 1 dice to roll. 3. I'm gonna martial prowess. I'm gonna risk. Okay. I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit here. 3. So 3 plus 1 goes to 4 for my thing. So we're rolling on column 4. That's a 5, 6.
6 is 4 damage.
Is that enough?
Yes. Wait, how much? It's a 6?
I rolled a 6.
On column 4.
On column 4.
And he hasn't been wounded, so he has 1 life left.
No, they had both been wounded. You picked up those dice. Right. He had 1 damage.
Oh,
he had 2 damage on him. Yeah, he had 2 on him. My activation, where I'm going to activate him, and I'm going to shoot at her. That's going to be long range for certain. I'm going to measure it, but I promise you that's between 10 and 15. Looking for a 6 with 3 dice because I can't key boost because Bill's a see you next Tuesday. No, I'm just picking. I love that guy. I got it though. I got an 8, so that's 2 better. I got a 4 on the damage chart on column 2. 1 damage. I'll frickin' take it. So Bill has 3 pass tokens. He's going to elect to use 1 of them. I'm going to pray here with the Archer Man. So he will pass again. I will run up 6 to here. He will charge. I have reach, so I will swing first.
Strike.
To you, which gives you reach, which cancels. So okay, cool. Using it's an instant.
Yes.
Instant. Okay. 1 and 1. All right. So your attack first.
That's better.
That's pretty good. Pretty good. I can re-roll because of my theme. That's a 5, goes to 6. So you beat me by 1.
That's 8.
You're right. I have 6. Do I have parry? Column 2, damage roll. He does. There is the potential here. Let's see what happens.
That's an
8. That's probably do it. That should do it.
2 damage.
That'll do it. So that's going to be a hearty handshake for my friend Bill. Bill, thank you as always for stopping by here. There's one because of what you told me the other day. Wave. If you want to check out the game, I'll put some links to the description in the description where you can find your way to it. Thanks for stopping by, and as always, I hope you have an absolutely awesome and nerdy rest of your day. And as always, I'd like to say a big, huge, from the bottom of my heart, thank you to our patrons who support us and pledge to us over on Patreon. You guys are the absolute best. If you enjoyed the content you saw here today and that's something that you would like to consider doing to help out the channel, go over there, check out the link in the description, check out the Patreon. There's a lot of cool stuff over there, including access to our Discord server, talk to me, hang out with me, talk about our work, what we got going on in the hobby, some shout outs, all kinds of cool stuff. Check it out if that's something that you think you would be into. And regardless of whether or not you do that, I want you to know that I am incredibly grateful that you decided to stop by and spend part of your day with me today, rolling dice and pushing toy soldiers around. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And as always, may the dice be ever in your favor.